What up, though, man? Welcome to episode 9. I think I'm in episode 9, long term talks. I'm losing track of the episodes, but I ain't got that many to be losing track. But it's episode 9. Welcome back. I'm on a solo mission right now, solo dolo. No guest this week, and I'm in the crib. But because I ain't got no guests and because I'm not in the crib, I don't mean the show stop. So we talking episode 9. We talking progressing through the engineering industry. So y'all know we long term talk. So like I said before, engineering is a long term career. So I kind of want to niche into this. So I want to hit on things within this industry because this is what I'm. You know what I mean? This is where my feet is tap dancing right now. So I just want to come to y'all today, give y'all a couple points, 5 to be exact, of what it takes to progress in this industry. And this is stuff that I've been seeing as I've been working. You know what I mean? So whether you been in this industry, about to get in this industry, you about to grad, or you fresh in. You know what I mean? You may be less than a year in where I'm at. I touch a year on the 20th, so I'm what am I? I'm like a couple days out, but it's for everybody. So you know what I mean? Just listen to what I'm saying, and as we move through. So number one is become a student of the game, and this is not even just within this industry. This is like period. Whatever you're trying to excel in, you gotta be a student of it. You just gotta become it. You gotta learn it. You gotta live it, and you just gotta be great. That's the way to be great at it because you can't be great at nothing you don't know. You know what I mean? You gotta understand that learning, understanding, as my bro would say, overstanding for real. Really gotta overstand things. Understanding is an understatement, pun intended there, but you gotta understand things, and once you get to that, it'll make stuff simple. Now you get into things and you realize that it may seem hard, it may seem like a struggle, but really you overstand it, or even you can understand it at this point. It just gets simple. So make sure you just become a student. Do your due diligence, do your homework, and be consistent with that. And then with that, some of the ways you can do your due diligence and do your homework is Google. Like never, you know what I mean, never lack on Google. Google your best friend. Never feel like you know everything at all too. Like any little thing you don't know, especially in this industry, is how it be. For me, I be thinking about stuff and I try to make an assumption about what I think it may be. I'm like, why should I assume? Let me just go look it up. You know what I mean? Let me go ask somebody. So Google, best friend. AI is here all day, best friend. Ask anybody, ask anything technical, whether it's digital, whether it's a person, look it up. 100% look it up. If you don't know it, look it up. It'll make you look better in the end because you're going to look it up before asking somebody. You bring it back to that person, have a conversation about it, you know all about it. So if that makes sense, you're going to get it. So number one, definitely be a student of the game and remain a student of the game. Don't think because you know a little bit of this and that, know a little something about everything that you know it all. Because they say the man or woman who knew it all knows nothing at all, and that's just how that go. And for the second topic, it's a cool segue. It's asking questions and considering insight. So you got AI and Google on one hand, which is the internet way of research. Then another form of research is tapping in with people. You know what I mean? So like in this industry, I got a lot of people that I work with that's been doing this for 10, 20, 30, sometimes 50 if I'm not mistaken, years. Like they be in the game for a minute. So it's like, you know what I mean, go pick their brain. And one thing about this engineering industry, like they love telling about what they do. They love giving you the drop on certain little things. You know what I mean? They love expressing that they know what they talking about type shit. So whenever you feel like you can't hit Google or Google's not making sense, the internet is not making sense, go talk to some people. And certain people, it'll give you a real genuine aspect. So tap in with people and you get insights. Google's not going to always give you an insight. Google will give you exactly what it is. It'll give you the facts. It'll give you maybe even random right or wrong definitions. But if you get an insight of a person who's been there, who's been through it multiple times, that's a whole different perspective on things. So you got to take heed to people, even your peers, mainly your older people. And I say mainly because you want to gravitate towards mentors. And you get a mentor that's going to guide you because it's about knowing other people's mistakes and so you don't make those same mistakes. That's what I see a mentor is. A mentor is going to let you know their mistakes so you can have a clear path. Like that's kind of like the point. So having convos with those experienced people, staying tapped in with them, it'll help you within this career so you can move along. You know what I mean? You have a nice nice gauge, nice steady pace, and a nice, I don't want to say easy because it ain't not really easy, but you'll have a smooth path. You know what I mean? Your mentor really shouldn't make things easy. They should, don't get me wrong, but sometimes you gotta learn through experience. So they may let you go through things so you can understand it in the way they understood it. So number 2, definitely ask questions. Tap in with your peers and your mentors and the old heads within your industry, within this industry, engineering, but any industry, to be honest. This is versatile. So that's number 2. Number 3 is extra hours. It might get a little, some people might agree, might not agree with this. It's the extra hour things. Like, sometimes you gotta put in some extra work. Like, we all get paid, I mean, it depends on what job you work, but specifically mine, you get paid 40 hours a week. Sometimes I'll be working 50, sometimes you be working 60, but you just gotta make it worth it. Like, nah, I'm not saying I'm working 60, 50 just to sit around and thinking I'm collecting overtime. Some jobs you don't even get overtime, and that's a whole different pod. I ain't even gonna get into all that, but you know what I mean? If you ain't getting too much overtime, I wouldn't be doing too much overtime. But sometimes, like, when you think about Kobe, when you think about Jordan, they put in them over hours. They wasn't getting paid for them hours, but they see that ROI, they see that back end, they see that relate or translate, that's the better word, into championships. You know what I mean? Because they put in them extra hours. So not all the time you gotta be Mr. 8 hours. I'm in and out. Sometimes you might have to hit 10. 12 is a stretch, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you might have to hit 10 hours, a little couple extra, get in early or leave late, because you'll put yourself forward. So don't be too fond of putting in overtime, because my boy Kevin Durant, not my boy, but you know what I mean, I don't know him, but Kevin Durant said hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. So that's a given. That's something I've been living by for a minute now. So shout out KD. The 4th thing we're gonna hit at right now is remaining reliable, and this is my favorite. This is probably the first thing I got told to, you know what I mean, step by, live by when I came into this industry. It was like, remain reliable. And once again, this is another point to where this is not even just about the engineering industry. This is life. Like, you just gotta be a reliable person. Like, always stand 10 toes down on what you say you're gonna do. Always do what you say you're gonna do. That's what's going, you know what I mean? That's gonna keep your face clean. That's gonna keep you trustworthy. Like, remaining reliable come with trust. It come with honor. It come with respect. Like, you know what I mean? If you do what you say you're gonna do, you're gonna be respected. So, you know what I mean? Always stand on that. Do that, and don't bite off too much and you could chew either. Like, only do what you say you can do, because I feel like that's important as well. So you don't want to overextend, but just, it's important to remain reliable. Like, I can't tell you how much, like, how many things I may have on my plate within this industry, or people that ask me to do certain things and I say yes and I pull through for them. And it's almost like a give you receive type of thing. Like, and I'm not just doing it just to receive, but I'm doing it because I know I can complete it. Like I said, it'll just be a good look for me. You want to be that reliable person. You want to be somebody that somebody can come to. Not even just in the industry, period. You want to be that friend that somebody can come to. You want to be that coworker that somebody can come to. You want to be that teammate somebody can come to. You want to be that individual. You want to be able to come to yourself and tap in with yourself to be able to move forward. So reliability, you know what I mean? That's definitely one of the ones. So remain reliable at all times. Like, it's a great look. And the 5th thing you want to focus on is like, when it comes to your tasks, you want to, when you have a to-do list, when you have goals, when you have things you need to get done, especially in this industry, it's like sometimes the tasks just never end. Like, so sometimes you can get, me personally, I can get overwhelmed, be too much on my plate. You don't really want to ask for too much help, because you don't want to seem like whatever it may seem like, that's not a good thing, and that's a whole nother conversation. But my point is here, like, when you got a lot on your plate, you're gonna have to filter that, and you gotta focus on what's gonna move the needle. So in this engineering industry, it's like, you got stuff that's hot, you got stuff that's cool. Like, you got stuff that's gonna hold up construction production. You got things that's gonna hold up any type of production is gonna hold stuff up. That's the stuff you want to get off your plate first. Like, get that out the way. Focus on the tasks that are undone. Like, any task that you may have put down, don't go to another task and start that up. Especially if it's hot. If it's cold, you may be able to get away with that. But if it's hot and if it's an undone task, put your 100% focus on that task. Like, do what you need to do. You need to take some mushrooms. We're not talking no crazy psychedelics. I'm talking like lion's mane and stuff like that. Stuff that just how you dialed in and focused. Not as extreme as Adderall, but we're going to stay natural and go with like lion's mane. Stuff like that. Have you locked in. Get that task complete. Complete that preliminary task, the hot task, the things that's going to move the needle, and then you can move on to something else. And then you're going to filter that by the hotness, by the heat, is what I'm saying. You're going to have the most hot, most critical, most things that may hold up production, get that out the way, so on and so forth. Like my project executive always call it blocking and tackling, because when you think about it, that's a great point. No running back, no wide receiver, no quarterback is going to excel without blocking and tackling. That's why the front line, they the most important. So you want to block and tackle, you're going to get touchdowns, like, to say the least. Like, that's exactly how I can put it. And then, you know what I mean? That's basically it. So that's my 5 points for navigating through what I'm talking about specifically in this engineering industry, but this, I feel like this can translate to anybody in the industry. So, you know what I mean? Think back on these points, take some notes, listen again, do what you got to do. But that's what I got for y'all for episode 9, long-term talks. Tap in for episode 10 coming soon.